Good morning, first grade, or good afternoon if you're watching this video in the afternoon. It is Miss Kelly here again with your next literacy lesson of the day. Today we're going back to our story about night and day, but we're going to be looking at sensory words again. Sensory words, remember, are words that help us understand what something might taste like, feel like, look like, smell like, or even sound like. I have some examples up here. So if you were thinking of words that might help you, sensory words to help describe taste, like it tastes sour or sweet or crunchy. Something, sensory words for how it might feel, like hard, soft, smooth, those kind of words. If it's words like what it looks like, it might be skinny, it might be tall, large. It might smell delicious, smell smoky, smell fresh. It might sound silent or squeaky or loud. We call these words sensory words because they help us understand what it might taste like, feel like, look like, smell like, or sound like. These are great examples of sensory words you can use today when you're doing your writing or your reading. I have some examples here. I want you to close your eyes while Miss Kelly reads her examples, and I want to see if, using my sensory words, you're able to identify what Miss Kelly's writing about. So let's do the first example. Close your eyes while I read and think, what is Miss Kelly talking about? It was small with black and yellow fuzz, buzzing around flowers. What do you think Miss Kelly was trying to describe with those sensory words, small, black, yellow, fuzzy, buzzing? Did you guess what I was thinking of? A bee. Let's try another example. Again, close your eyes while I read and see if my sensory words can help you think of what I'm describing. It was bright to look at and smelled smoky. It felt hot and burned my finger when I touched it. What is bright, smells smoky, feels hot? Did you guess what I was thinking of? Fire. Okay, I have one more example with my sensory words. Close your eyes and see if you can identify what Miss Kelly was trying to describe. It smelled sweet and sugary. It felt cold on my tongue, but tasted delicious. What could I be describing with the sensory words sweet, sugary, cold, and delicious? It's Miss Kelly's favorite sweet treat, ice cream. So we can see how sensory words help us understand more about what we're talking about. You guys were able to understand what I was describing without even seeing it. Today we're going to go back to our story about night and day, and we're specifically going to look at chapter 1 and see what words the author uses to describe the moon and the stars. Let's get started reading. Okay, first grade, this is our story, Night and Day. And we read the whole thing yesterday, and there are lots of chapters in our story. And I really just want us to focus on chapter 1. We're focusing on what sensory words does the author use to describe. I know I'm looking at the moon here. We're talking about the moon. And I want to think in my head, what words does the author use to tell me what the moon looks like and what the moon appears to us in the sky? So what words does he use to describe what the moon looks like to us or what it might feel like to us on Earth? So I'm going to have the computer read this chapter for us. Please follow along with the highlighted word, and then Miss Kelly will show you how to identify those sensory words.
Chapter 1. What can we see in the sky at night?
We often see the moon at night. The moon is a round, rocky object that moves around Earth. As the moon travels around Earth, the moon appears in different places in the sky. The moon seems to change shape each night.
Can you find the full moon in this picture? Moonwalks. 12 astronauts walked on the surface of the moon from 1969 to 1972. We can use a telescope to look more closely at the moon.
Okay, so we read back over our chapter, and our job, what we were supposed to be thinking of in our head, is what words does the author use to tell us what the moon might look like? So I'm going to go back and read carefully, and if I think of a word that tells me what the moon looks like, I'm going to stop and add it to my chart. What can we see in the night sky? We often see the moon at night. Okay, so we're talking about the moon, but I still don't know what it would look like. The moon is a round, rocky object that moves around Earth. Did I hear some words describing what the moon looks like? Yes, I heard the words round and rocky. Okay, now that I've identified a couple of the sensory words, I can add them in here to my chart. I know that the moon is round and rocky. I want to keep reading and see if there are any other words that I can use to describe what the moon looks like to us on Earth. Let's keep reading and see if we can find any of those other sensory words. As the moon travels around Earth, the moon appears in different places in the sky. The moon seems to change shape each night. So were they describing what the moon looks like here? Yes. They described it by telling us the moon changes shape each night, like we can see here in the picture. I want to add that to my chart, even though it's not just one word like round or rocky, it's still helping us describe what the moon looks like, so I'm going to add it to my chart. Great. See how I added that to my chart here? I said the moon changes shape. Okay, so I know the words that the author used to describe the moon were that it's round, rocky, and it changes shape. Are there any other words that I could have used to describe the moon? Yes, but we were looking at what the author used. Now we're going to go back and read about the stars, and I want you thinking in your head, what words tells us what a star would feel like to touch? What words would tell us what a star looks like? So we're going to go back to our book, and you are going to pick out the words that tell us what a star would feel like to touch and what a star would look like.
On a clear night, we may see stars in the sky. Stars are very hot. Stars glow because they make their own light. Stars seem small because they are very far away. Stars are much bigger than Earth. Many stars fill the sky. We cannot easily count all the stars.
Okay, I'm going to go back and read, and hopefully you're going to catch those words that tell us what a star feels like to touch. See if you can identify that sensory word. On a clear night, we may see stars in the sky. Stars are very hot. What would it be like to touch a star? Were you able to hear the word the author used to tell us what it would be like to touch a star? They said stars are very hot. So that's what I added into my chart. If I were to touch a star, it would be hot. Okay, I'm going to read our next page, and you want to see if you can get the two words that the author uses to describe what a star would look like. Stars glow because they make their own light. Stars seem small because they are very far away. Were you able to catch two words that told us what a star would look like? What were those words the author used in the story to tell us what a star looks like? The author told us that the stars glow. Stars glow. They told us that stars seem small to us because we're so far away. We know that they're actually really big, but they seem small to us. And that's what the author used to describe stars. Great job. If you have a partner with you, make sure to give them a high five and tell them amazing job identifying those sensory words. Now we can move on to the writing portion of our day. Yesterday, we looked over our mentor text. Remember, a mentor text is a text that shows amazing writing. So our student, Joe Smith, did an amazing job writing our mentor text, and he had all the components of good opinion writing. He has a title and an author, he named the topic, he states his opinion, he has more than one reason, and a closing statement to wrap up his writing. Well, yesterday, you guys worked on thinking of a topic that you wanted to write about and your opinion. Today, we're going to move on to focusing on the reasons to support that opinion. Let me show you how you might go about this. So yesterday, Miss Kelly was thinking what was going to be my topic, and I decided that I'm going to write about birds. So I know my topic is birds, and I had to think, what are my opinions about birds? What do I think about birds? And I decided, in my opinion, birds are amazing. So that's my opinion, and I have to make sure when I'm thinking of reasons that I support why birds are amazing. So in my opinion, I describe that birds are amazing. I have to make sure that my reasons match that statement. I'm not going to write reasons why birds have feathers or why birds are sad, because that's not what I'm describing in my opinion. So I need to make sure I'm really clear. Why are birds amazing? And I had to think very carefully. Why do I think that birds are amazing? And I said for my first reason, one reason is birds have hollow bones, which make them able to fly. I think that's pretty amazing. I think that's one reason why birds are really special, is that they have the ability to fly because they have hollow bones. So I used our sentence stem. One reason is, and I made sure that I'm describing why birds are amazing. Because that's my opinion and I want to support it. But we know amazing first grade writers, they can do more than one reason. So I want to say another reason is, and what Miss Kelly chose for her reason was, she said, another reason, and I could even say another reason that birds are amazing is, so I'm adding another reason, but I want to make sure they know birds are amazing. That's my opinion, and I want to support that. Another reason that birds are amazing is there are many kinds of birds with all different sizes and colors. So what you might be thinking of is, Miss Kelly, you can add an example here. And that's exactly what I did first grade. I added an example with that reason. So I said, for example, ducks are much bigger than hummingbirds, but they are both types of birds. So all together, if I were to read this, I want you guys to think, how did Miss Kelly make sure each reason matched her opinion? I said, in my opinion, birds are amazing. One reason is birds have hollow bones, which make them able to fly. Another reason that birds are amazing is there are many kinds of birds with all different sizes and colors. For example, ducks are much bigger than hummingbirds, but they are both types of birds. So you see, I was able to come up with lots of reasons, and they matched my opinion. That's what you guys are doing today. You thought of your topic yesterday and your opinion. I want you to bring that with you, and today you're going to write me 3 sentences to support your opinion. I want first sentence, one reason is, another reason is, and for example. Make sure you keep these with you because we're going to continue to build on our writing throughout the rest of the week. So if you need help, you have your mentor text here, you have Miss Kelly's example, and your sentence stems for you to use. I am so excited to see this writing, my friends. I know you are all amazing, beautiful writers with such smart brains. I can't wait to see your beautiful writing. Have a great day, first grade.